When you kiss a girl, right?
Hey, I'm on the person he kissed. That's our room.
Got the whole family.
When you look at people like Birdman, Wayne, these are popular bloods of entertainment.
Pardon myself for laughing on that question.
Or do y'all respect them and recognize them as blood?
Hell no. No, I don't. And a whole lot of others that I can speak for too.
Oh, yeah, it's what?
15.
Yeah.
Huh? Come on, Carl.
I was at 11. I had Nate at 15. I had my daughter when I was 15. I got when I was 11, Twist. And I loved it. I ain't never pressed charge.
Lil Wayne's name has long been synonymous with hip-hop. He's not only one of the genre's most influential figures, but he's also been a huge force shaping the sound and look of a new generation of rappers. But lately it seems like Wayne's iconic status might be fading, and his reputation as one of the best to ever do it appears to be slipping.
Or do y'all respect them and recognize them as blood?
Hell no. No, I don't. And a whole lot of others that I can speak for too.
According to fans and industry insiders, there are various factors that seem to contribute to this, so let's take a closer look. Now, one of the most significant reasons is because of Wayne's unusual relationship with Birdman. Many have commented on the strange, almost unsettling dynamics between Lil Wayne and Birdman, and there's a sense that something is off. As we know, both Lil Wayne and Birdman are hugely popular rappers with a long, complicated history together, but the public perception of that relationship took a strange turn years ago and has never fully recovered. Back in October 2006, a photo of the two sharing a kiss on the lips made its way online, and people were stunned. These were two of rap's biggest, toughest personalities, but here they were, kissing in public. While the image was shocking enough on its own, what really struck people was that this wasn't a one-time thing. If you look around, you'll find more than one instance where Birdman and Lil Wayne have shown each other this level of affection, with some even caught on camera. One notable example took place in 2006 on the show Rap City. As Lil Wayne entered the studio, Birdman greeted him with a kiss.
Got the whole family.
No one else in the room got a greeting like that, and the moment only fueled curiosity about their bond. What makes it stranger is the dynamic between them. Birdman has always been like a father figure to Lil Wayne, helping him rise to fame and guiding his career. In fact, they even released an album together called Like Father, Like Son that same year, featuring tracks like Stuntin' Like My Daddy and Leather So Soft. Many fans found it odd how close they seemed to be, and the situation quickly stirred up comparisons to other famous complicated mentor relationships in the music industry. In fact, in interviews, Lil Wayne himself has commented on their relationship, noting once that Birdman was the only person he shared that kind of kiss with, which only raised more questions.
When you kiss a girl, right?
Hey, I'm on the person he kissed. That's our room.
Some fans have pointed out how this bond seems almost like a romantic relationship, given how publicly affectionate they've been. Also, another clip titled "Birdman Tries to Kiss Lil Wayne Again, but Wheezy Ain't Having It" trended on YouTube for the same reason. In it, Birdman appears to go in for a kiss, holding on to Wayne, who seems annoyed or upset. So yeah, there's a lot going on in that clip, but if you take a look at the comments, fans poured out support and sympathy for Lil Wayne, with many expressing genuine concern about his past. One commenter wrote, "I feel sorry for Lil Wayne. God knows what he's been through." Another person shared, "I'm not really a fan of Lil Wayne, but I feel deeply bad for him. He's been traumatized his whole life, and that's why he's on so many drugs to ease the pain." Another person noted, "Wayne has been through a lot behind closed doors and probably saw things as a child he shouldn't have seen. He was with Birdman from a young age, and you can see in his face that he's been through so much. It's no secret that Lil Wayne's relationship with Birdman is both complicated and toxic, marked by affectionate moments but also explosive conflicts. On one hand, there are clips of them showing a type of father-son closeness, even kissing each other on camera, but on the other, there are moments where they've been seen clashing, fighting, and even having serious arguments in public.
Hey there. So much fun. All right. Wow. Okay. To make the
we were on the same team, and we're on the same team. We basically just got cheated.
I don't like to be touched by people I don't tell to touch me, so.
This brings us to the next reason people are starting to question Lil Wayne. Recently, yet another clip of Lil Wayne surfaced online. In this video, Wayne is in a room filled with people, including a much younger Lil Twist. At one point, Lil Wayne asks Lil Twist how old he is, to which Twist replies that he's 15. Wayne then follows up with a very inappropriate question, asking if he had been with a woman, to which Twist says he hasn't, causing the room to erupt in laughter.
Oh, yeah, Twist?
15.
Yeah.
Huh? Come on, Carl.
Lil Wayne then goes on to share his own experience, saying he was only 11 when he was first with a woman and became a father at 15.
I was at 11. I had Nate at 15. I had my daughter when I was 15.
He even goes into detail about being R-worded at a young age, shockingly describing it as something he enjoyed.
I got when I was 11, Twist. And I loved it. I ain't never pressed charges.
The reaction to this video has been strong, with many fans expressing disbelief and anger. People are questioning how an entire room of adults could allow such a conversation to unfold with a teenager and even find humor in it. Fans have pointed out that if this type of conversation happens so openly on camera, it makes them wonder what kind of conversations, and worse, might be happening behind the scenes when the cameras aren't rolling. Another reason people are starting to side-eye Lil Wayne is the question surrounding his supposed gangster image. Wayne has claimed ties to the Bloods for years, but his affiliation has been widely questioned, even by big names like Nipsey Hussle, who once called out Wayne's gang claims as fraudulent, saying it takes more than just claiming a gang to be real about it.
I got an opinion about it. I feel like it's fraudulent. Right. Straight up. Like, if you wasn't put on to this, you wasn't courted on, you ain't going to the back of the buildings and fight, you know what I'm saying, your homies and get put on. Right. You not from a gang.
Bounty hunter BJ, a well-known Blood affiliate, also questioned Wayne's gang authenticity. In one interview, BJ was asked about recognizing figures like Birdman and Wayne as true Bloods in the entertainment industry. His response? He couldn't hold back a laugh before answering, "Hell no, absolutely not. I can speak for a lot of others who feel the same way."
When you look at people like Birdman, Wayne, these are popular Bloods in entertainment.
Pardon myself for laughing on that question.
Or do y'all respect them and recognize them as Blood?
Hell no. No, I don't. And a whole lot of others that I can speak for too.
He explained that while he respects Wayne and Birdman as talented people who built their careers, Birdman for creating a huge music empire, he couldn't extend that respect to them as real Bloods. BJ further clarified that while he admired their hustle and success, for him, Wayne and Birdman couldn't claim a Blood status from a street perspective.
My respect to Bird and to Wayne is specifically what they are to me. Talented. I respect the man for that. When it comes to this Blood, ain't no respect for us.
Even Wayne himself seemed to cast doubt on his own affiliations in the 2009 documentary, Crips and Bloods Made in America, admitting, "I'm not from LA. I don't know too much about the Bloods and Crips. All I know is that it's not a good thing." But the criticism doesn't stop there. Members of rival gangs have also voiced their issues with Wayne's claims. Crip member Spider Locke shared an incident when some Crips confronted Wayne's security team, adding fuel to the fire that the streets don't truly respect his self-proclaimed gang image.
What's happening? Going to get burned. Spider Locke said, "What's happening?" Talk all that gang. It's a Crip. Food chain. Coach Crip.
It all started when Lil Wayne was featured on Shawty Lowe's Day No remix, and Lil Wayne apparently took a shot at the Crips.
And he had a lyric that said, "Suwu gang, if you ain't with that, you from the food chain." Food chain, I'm thinking about school, the ocean, and you know what you find in the ocean. I thought he was sneak dissing.
According to Spider Lock, Lil Wayne came over to Spider Lock's location, where he had a studio, to shoot a music video with T-Pain. Instead of Spider Lock getting the opportunity to talk with Lil Wayne one-on-one to find out if the song was a diss or not, Spider Lock ended up being with a large group of individuals.
He came to shoot a video with T-Pain, and instead of me getting an opportunity to approach him one-on-one, I ended up being with a large group of individuals.
Things were about to get rough because they intended to attack Lil Wayne's cars and security, but thankfully they heard a police siren and dispersed.
When we encountered the SUVs, we kind of approached the SUVs with intentions to do quite a few things. I think we heard one siren off in the distance, and that's all it took. We was out of there.
And this wasn't the only time Crips members would try to threaten Lil Wayne.
Black Diamond. G, close that door, G. Hey, Wayne. Hey, Wayne. Wayne. What's up, I'm Big Magic, cuz. What's happening? You better check in, Magic, Sam Gangster, Crip. Straight up. Crip. Straight up. Crip.
While this skepticism over his persona has tainted his image, Wayne has also faced his own real-life struggles. One of the toughest times in his life came when he served 8 months in one of New York's harshest prisons. July 22, 2007 was supposed to be a night to remember for hip-hop. Lil Wayne was on fire. The buzz around him was insane, especially with Thaw Carter Thread about to blow up the charts the following year. This was his first headlining show in New York City, the birthplace of hip-hop at the iconic Beacon Theater. For Wayne, who had been dominating the South with his mixtapes and guest features, this show was like a royal coronation. The sold-out crowd at the Beacon was hyped, ready to see Weezy F Baby up close and personal. Wayne hit the stage in a vintage Run DMC t-shirt and the energy was electric. He offed it with underground bangers and hits like Hustler Music. The crowd was wild, knowing they were part of something special. But the night took a turn no one saw coming. After the show, Wayne was arrested. The police claimed they saw him and another man smoking weed near his tour bus. But that wasn't the real issue. When the cops searched the bus, they found a .40 caliber pistol tucked away inside. The gun was registered to his manager, but it was found right where Wayne had been sitting. Wayne was charged with criminal weapons possession and criminal possession of a loaded weapon. His lawyers argued the gun wasn't his and that the police had no right to search the bus. His attorney, Stacey Richmond, said he was in the bus in his boxer shorts with a bunch of other people. Unless his boxer shorts had a pocket for this gun, I don't understand how he had it on him. Despite their efforts, things didn't go Wayne's way. The legal battle over whether the DNA evidence on the gun could be used in court dragged on, and it became clear a trial might not end in his favor. Instead of risking it, Wayne decided to plead guilty to a lesser charge of second-degree gun possession. His attorney explained that Wayne wanted to take responsibility and move forward. She said, after ongoing negotiations, Lil Wayne opted to take the deal to take responsibility for the situation, and I think it speaks of him that he's an individual with a strong constitution who took that responsibility. The process of sentencing was its own saga. First, Wayne's sentencing was delayed because he needed dental surgery. Then a fire broke out in the courthouse, causing another delay. Finally, on March 8, 2010, Wayne turned himself in to begin his one-year sentence at Rikers Island. Now, in case you didn't know, Rikers Island is definitely not a place you want to end up, even for a short stay. Rikers Island is an actual island in the East River, located between Queens and the Bronx, and it's only accessible via a 4,000-foot bridge. It's the world's largest penal colony, housing 10 different jails that primarily hold local offenders awaiting trial or serving sentences of less than a year for crimes committed in New York. If you need proof, just search Rikers Fight on YouTube, and you'll find enough gnarly prison videos for someone to make content for an entire year. The place is so nasty and brutal that it's often referred to as Torture Island.
Tonight we're looking at the humanitarian crisis happening within the walls of New York City's Rikers Island. The jail complex, located on an island between the Bronx and Queens, has a long and dark history of violence. You can see in the video here a gang leader controlling a cell block, forcing two men to fight in what appears to be their version of fight night. This is all happening while a corrections officer stands nearby watching, failing to intervene.
This nickname isn't just about the scary inmates lurking in the cells. It's also about the inhumane conditions that the residents have to endure. The cells at Rikers are freezing cold in the winter and unbearably hot in the summer, with numerous cases of inmates literally being cooked alive in the summer heat. If the oppressive heat isn't getting to you, it's the threat of violence. Shanks and shivs are commonly made, carried, and used by the more hardened inmates, leading to frequent stabbings and slashings. The level of violence on Rikers Island has led to numerous calls to shut the whole place down. Despite these calls, and a decreasing inmate population, life on Rikers continues, and inmates must always stay on their toes. Naturally, a big part of prison politics is the gang culture, and inmates at Rikers are often forced to pick a side as soon as they arrive. Rikers Island is notorious for being the birthplace of many New York gang sets, including the New York Bloods. These gangs originally formed as a way for African American inmates to band together and defend themselves against other race-based gangs, like the white or Hispanic gangs that were running things on Rikers back in the day. Even today, the need for protection is clear. For instance, in June 2020, the terrifying Hispanic prison gang, the Trinitarios, had a staggering 26 members indicted for stabbings and slashings at Rikers Island. And in December 2020, a member of the Bloods reportedly knocked out a guard's teeth. These incidents highlight just how dangerous and violent life at Rikers can be. Just 2 months after Lil Wayne started his sentence, he found himself in more trouble. During a routine cell search, prison officials found a charger for an MP3 player and a set of headphones. One official told Fox News, "We found the items wrapped in an aluminum potato chip bag in a garbage can." A further search turned up an MP3 player in another inmate's cell that matched the charger found in Wayne's. Both Wayne and the other inmate were charged with possessing contraband, and officials promised disciplinary action. Wayne might have brought the search on himself, thanks to a pre-prison interview with Rolling Stone where he bragged, "I'll have an iPod and I'll make sure they keep sending me beats."
When I get in jail, all of a sudden I hear my beat come on.
Shut up!
Later, Wayne confirmed he'd been busted. He told his pal DJ Scoop Doo during a prison phone call, "I can't live without my music, Scoop. You know how it is, man. I needed my music. It's all good. I had to take my little slip up." The punishment for this incident came during his final month of incarceration. Wayne was forced to spend his remaining days in solitary confinement.
I have to be respectful and everything like that because I have someone to answer to.
Although his one-year sentence was shortened to 8 months due to good behavior, his stint in solitary, known as the Bing in Rikers lingo, meant he had to spend 23 hours each day in a cell. He was allowed out for just 1 hour, during which he couldn't interact with any of his fellow inmates. During that time, he could only leave his cell to take a shower, meet with a visitor, or see the prison doctor. The reason he hadn't been placed in solitary sooner was that it was occupied by other prisoners. Wayne tried to remain productive while serving his prison sentence, and his diary, Gone Till November, was published a few years after his release.
I'm gonna marry him.
He's my idol.
Lil Wayne changed my life with his music.
The journal, which became a fan favorite hardcover, offered insight into his months in the slammer. After 8 long months at Rikers Island, the day finally came. On November 4th, 2010, Lil Wayne walked out of prison, finally a free man.
Free at last. After serving 8 months in prison, Grammy Award-winning rap star Lil Wayne has been released from New York's Rikers Island.
But Wayne's brushes with the law didn't end there. Back in 2008, he had another run-in with the police in Arizona. The cops, with K9 units in tow, searched his tour bus and found marijuana, coke, ecstasy, and over $20,000 in cash. Wayne managed to post a $10,000 bail and left the state, but when his court date rolled around, he didn't show up. Not because he was avoiding it, but because he was already serving his 1-year sentence for weapons charges at Rikers. An Arizona judge later sentenced him to 3 years of probation after his release. Fast forward to 2019, Wayne found himself in hot water again. He was flying through Miami International Airport when ATF and other law enforcement agents boarded his plane. They had received a tip about drugs being transported on board, which was enough to get a search warrant. During the search, they found coke and a gold-plated firearm.
Rapper Lil Wayne, reportedly a passenger on this private jet that landed here and was searched here tonight. The Miami Herald reporting agents found cocaine and a gun.
Interestingly, Wayne wasn't charged for this incident, and it remains unclear if anyone from his entourage faced charges. The plane, which could carry up to 14 passengers, was never definitively linked to Wayne. Wayne's legal troubles weren't limited to criminal charges. He had his fair share of lawsuits too. In February 2009, RMF Productions sued him for $1.3 million. They claimed he had bailed on 3 live shows after receiving a $100,000 advance payment. That same year, Wayne, Birdman, Cash Money Records, and several other distributors were hit with a lawsuit for copyright infringement. This stemmed from the use of Italian-spoken lyrics recorded by Thomas Marasciullo in 2006, which were used without his permission, and the legal woes continued. In 2012, 4 producers sued Wayne over unpaid royalties from his album Thaw Carter 3, with the total claims topping $3 million. But despite all the controversies and criticism, Lil Wayne's dedicated fans argue that his legendary status is unquestionable, with his influence on music and culture remaining undeniable.